And welcome to another episode of Track Support. Today we're going to be doing a South 3 note run. Now South 3 spawn is anywhere along this coastline here, so you'll spawn in somewhere there, even possibly over on the other side of the river. So anyway, we're going to run along the coastline until we're on this side of the river, and then we're just going to keep on running it until we see the green obelisk in full view. Once we're at that point, we turn and run inland up the hill, and it's basically a straight line, and you run into the first note. And then we're going to head back down to the beach and just run along the river, and we're shortly going to come across note number 2, and that's this little ruin here. And then we're going to head across the river. You can't run across the river, but if you're on a Troodon or whatever, you can actually just fly straight up to the note, which is a ruin just on the cliffside there. But as would be on foot, we're just going to go along here until we reach a point where we can actually run uphill. And then we're just going to follow the cliff along the top. Preferably staying as close to the cliffside as possible so that we don't aggro any dinos or anything like that. But if we've got some movement speed, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Anyway, that's where we came from, just across the way, and here's the note right here. So that's number 3. Note number 4 is a little more challenging because, it's easy to get lost in this forest. So what we do is we just go across these stones, line up those ones there, and avoid the wildlife. We're in creative, so we can just ignore it. Anyway, and then we can just run straight inland. Strafing would be a good idea here rather than turning, so that we don't sort of lose our bearing. And then we'll come right up onto the note right here. That's number 4. And now number 5, we just sort of follow this path along the side of this cliff that's there. And when we come across this little ledge, then that's going to be an indicator. Okay, that's where we want to sort of, this ledge right here, that's it. Then we sort of turn and just go straight for a very short bit, and that's the next note right here. Now, when you're going along the cliff, to know if you've gone too far, it's basically when you see the water or when you see the edge of it there. So that's when you know you've gone too far. Now, next note, we just follow the cliff back uphill, and there's going to be a little sort of indent, and that's where the next note is. Next, we follow the cliff around and into this dark forest, and then we sort of meander straight along here, and when we see the sort of cliff on the right, we are pretty close, and then it's right there. Next, we sort of go across a little bit and then just follow that cliffside around, and that's going to take us up to the next note, which is right here. Now we do a quick U-turn and run straight across, and the cliff that we see on the left, we just follow that one around, and that's going to take us up to the next note. And that one's in a set of ruins. We take the ruin on the left, it's right there in the corner. Now we want to head down to the beach, so what we do here, we find this rock here, and sort of after a bit of experimenting, I found you can just sort of drop down onto this ledge here, first ledge, and after that we sort of just slide down the edge of the cliff, making sure we bounce off something. And then with that drop, I only lost about 25 to 30 HP, so it's a pretty safe drop. Then we just run along the beach, just find the cliffside, and that's going to take us to our last note. And that's note number 10 for this run. So hope you've enjoyed it. Best of luck. Bye.